At Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too, because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm meteorologist Mike Krueger. It is time for Coffee with Krueger. Do these dogs look like they're ready for Coffee with Krueger? I love this. Catherine said the dogs were out playing in the snow yesterday out at Castle, 3,200 feet. It doesn't look like they're having a lot of fun to me, does it? They look like, why did you send me out here in this cold, kind of wet snow? They don't look very happy, but you know, maybe they're in their happy place. I don't know. Hard to tell. But thank you, Catherine, for sending in that image here. This is from Rob Ranshaw. Of course, he's the owner out there at Ace Hardware in downtown Mount Shasta. And of course, they're legends out there, and they've got a great store out there, so be sure to check it out if you're out in the Mount Shasta City area, if you ever need any of your supplies over there. But look at that. This is one of my wife and I, we're always visiting Mount Shasta. And this is one of our favorite spots, right downtown. This is where you get that perfect view, kind of between those buildings down that street, right at the end of that road. You get that beautiful shot of Mount Shasta, a little covered up in the snow there yesterday morning, but thank you, Rob, for sending in that image. I want to remind you that you can send your photos and have them seen right here on Coffee with Krueger every morning. If we got photos, I'll be sure to share them. You can get them on your iPhone, and of course you can do that from your Android device as well. All right, let's talk about what's going on with the weather out there. And this is something I was talking about yesterday, is that the rain, the main storm system was going to be moving through yesterday evening and last night, and that's exactly what happened. If we go out 12 hours ago, there you can see the kind of the last bit of that rain and that storm system passing through. Now the storm is pretty much out of here, right? But we still have some cold and unstable air in place, and that's why we're still seeing showers out there in many parts, especially in the valley, and even some of the higher elevations seeing some of that activity as well. You can see around Redding, Red Bluff, Chico, all seeing those wet roads out there this morning. In fact, we can take a look at the Caltrans camera. This is in Chico, Main Street on Highway 32 and Main Street there. And you can see, of course, the wet roads that they are dealing with this morning. So maybe a little slick out there. And there, of course, see Highway 99 at Neal Road. Looks a little wet out there as well. The camera has the raindrops. Also Highway 70 at Gridley Road. And you can see there, looks like it's a little bit wet as well. Take a look at Crescent City. This is the Harbor District cam. A little dark to see. I don't really see the wet pavement out there. This is out at Oroville. Probably won't see much there as well. It's a bummer. It's dark again in the morning. Remember last week when it was light at this time? Not anymore. That's a bit of a bummer. But let's see if we can see a camera here. This is out at Elk Country, just north of Trinidad. Still some puddles out there from the rain that we have seen over the last 24 hours, but certainly seeing some of that wet weather. By the way, I want to remind you that, you can watch Coffee with Krueger many, many different ways. Whether it is from your app, right? You can watch it from your app. You can watch it from YouTube. And here's a cool thing. If you want to watch me on your big screen on your TV, watch Coffee with Krueger, maybe sitting down enjoying your coffee, or just kind of hanging out, or just have it on in the background, have Coffee with Krueger in the background while you're getting ready. Maybe you're in the kitchen, getting breakfast ready for the kids, whatever, right? Have Coffee with Krueger in the background on your TV. You can, if you have a smart TV with YouTube, man, you're good to go. All you got to do is go to the YouTube channel, search for Weather NorCal, it'll pop up, and then click on that live link. Okay, and we'll start at 6:30 every morning, Monday through Friday. But if you have an Amazon Fire Stick, you can watch there as well. And if you have a Roku, you can watch from there as well. So lots of great different ways that you can watch Coffee with Krueger. All right, let's go and take a look at those current temperatures out there right now. We got 49 degrees for Redding, 48 in Red Bluff, 46 in Chico. There, of course, you can see looking at about 39 in Susanville, 33 for Alturas. And there's Eureka, the temperature about 48 degrees. The wind's not blowing too bad out there right now. A little breezy in some spots. You can see around Willows and Red Bluff and even Redding. upwards of around 10 to even close to 15 miles per hour. And a little breezy even along the coast. Looks like a bit of an onshore flow for the coast right now. The wind is coming in from the west, but for the valley, those winds are coming in from the south-southeast. There still is a winter weather advisory until 2 o'clock this afternoon, by the way, western Siskiyou County, but for the mountains east of the valley, pretty much through this evening. But we're not going to see much more snow on top of what we've already seen. Look at Chester. Right? I mean, look at all these places. Now, most likely Mount Shasta, Etna, Bernie, Aden, Altura, most likely more in the form of a mix than anything else. Chester, yeah, okay, maybe a little bit of a light dusting on top of what you've already seen, and maybe even around Alturas as well, but it's not very significant what we're going to see here for today as far as rain and snow is concerned. But there are still chain requirements out there. Highway 89, right? You can see also Highway 36 east of I-5, and this is no surprise. When we still have a lot of that leftover snow and even some light snow flurries, and we have those higher snow levels, typically most of the chain requirements are on the higher elevations east of I-5. That's where we kind of see that. You can see Cedar Pass, Bogard Ranger Station, looks like for down your summit near Susanville, even to the south, south of Portola. You start getting south of there, getting closer to Tahoe, still some chain requirements there as well. So we'll take a look at some of the cameras. And again, it's hard to see. I just want to show you some that you can see at least with some lights. You can see a little wet out there at I-5 near Mount Shasta. Snowman's Hill, yep, still seeing some snow coming down there a little bit, and even some light accumulation on the road there. Highway 97. There you can see it looks like it's dry. Not dry, but at least wet. But we're not really seeing much in the way of snow up there. And we're seeing less and less of that snow on the side of the road here for Collier Tunnel and north of Collier. Now, we've been looking at a lot of snow on the side of the road there, and that's beginning to melt because it's raining on top of that snow. So that's what we're dealing with there. This is just below Buckhorn Summit there. There you can see Oregon Mountain. Looks a little misty, a little foggy. There probably still is some low visibility for some of you in Trinity County out there this morning. So just be prepared for that. Looks like we're seeing a bit of a mix out towards Hatchet Mountain at 4,300 feet. It may be accumulating in the form of some slush out there in Hatchet Mountain, so be prepared for that if you're heading out there soon. There's Highway 299 at 89, known as Four Corners. Looks wet, but not snowy. But where we do have chain requirements on Cedar Pass, there's the reason why. You can see, of course, the snow that we have on Cedar Pass there at 6,000 feet. Shingletown looks wet. Also Lassen Park, wet, but not so much snow, even at Bogard Ranger Station, but there probably are still some slick spots and some slushy spots out there, so you just definitely need to take it slow if you're going to be on those mountain roads this morning. Chester, 3689. There you can see it looks a little wet there. Johnson Grade looks a little cold. You can see for down your summit, looks like we still have some snow on the highway there. And taking out towards the Susanville area, there's Highway 36 and 44. Looks a little wet there. And East Riverside, 4,200 feet southeast Susanville. Looks like we've got some wet roadways there as well. Take a look at the rain we've seen in the last 48 hours. So this is including the last 2 days. Now out in West Reading, 1.36 inches of rain in the last 2 days. Now remember I was talking about last week how we were going to see this really warm weather going toward the end of this week and how we get this nice little punch of rain before we dry things out. And that's certainly what's happened here. We're seeing a nice good punch of rain the last few days. Not as much for places like Red Bluff and Corning, but even Chico in the last 48 hours has seen 0.85, about a half an inch out in Oroville. And along the coast, look at that. Crescent City, almost 2 inches of rain there. 1.68 out in Redway. Ruth, out in southern Trinity County, 1.65. So this is good to see. All right, so let's get you out the door this morning. Temperatures are going to be in the low 50s for Trinity County. You've got off and on showers throughout the day today. And really, everyone has off and on chances for showers. That's going to be the case here, with snow levels around 3,500 to 4,000 feet. More of a mix at 3,500 feet. Turning over more to snow above 4,000 feet. Temperatures low to mid 50s for the coast and inland, off and on showers. Hey, how about this for Siskiyou County? Guess what? Off and on showers. And again, those snow levels. Mount Shasta City probably maybe seeing a bit of a mix out there today, but you're going to have to go above Mount Shasta City before you start seeing any, at least accumulating snow. So we may see some snow flurries out towards the Shasta Ski Park. Maybe a good day to head out there and go skiing. There you can see Modoc County. There's your planner for today. Alturas, a high of 45, 42 degrees in Cedarville. East Mountains, of course, looking at some breaks in the clouds too. But I do expect off and on chances for rain there as well. And how about the valley? Off and on chances for showers. Chances do diminish, though, as we go through the afternoon. So most of it will be this morning. We're seeing it out there this morning right now. But I do expect, I guess you could say, drier conditions, especially for the late afternoon and early evening hours. And then by tomorrow, I mean, yeah, we're talking much drier conditions in the forecast. Good morning, everyone. How you doing? It is a Tuesday morning. Oh, by the way, I want to remind you, something I haven't mentioned in a while. For those of you who are new to Weather NorCal or new to Coffee with Krueger, know that if you're in your car and you're out and about in the morning, during these specific times, you can listen to the radio and hear me with the DJs, right? So you've got Don and Heather in the morning on K Shasta, about 7:35. You can kind of hear me out there with Don and Heather. We talk about the weather. Logan Kane in the AM at about 7:50 in the morning on 106.1. You can listen to my latest forecast there. And I also do an update with Stephen Clark on News Talk KQMS at about 8:05 in the morning. We do a live update there as well. So be sure to check out my radio partners. They have been such great supporters of Weather NorCal since I started. So I certainly appreciate them taking me on and allowing me to be on their radio stations, representing Weather NorCal, and of course myself, Mike Krueger, who is the representation for Weather NorCal. And of course, I do have a weekend meteorologist as well, which gives me the weekends off. That's nice. That wasn't the case when I first started. All right, Casey, how you doing? 3,600 feet elevation in Shingletown, 0.68 inches of rain in the last 24 hours. Thank you, Casey. Casey might not be a bad idea. Maybe we'll have to figure out a way for you to send me some information. So when I'm giving those updates, when you see the last 24 or 48 hours, I can put you up there on the map. Elaine Gerard, how you doing this morning? Good morning. Enjoying a cup of coffee, listening to your morning update. Love it. I love it too. It's fun, isn't it? I mean, this is really such a great way to get your forecast in the morning. Not only getting the forecast, but we all get to just hang out and talk and talk about things, right? And there's always something we can talk about, right? Wet and drizzling in Red Bluff. All right. I mean, we're seeing that wet weather out there. So, you always hear it. People always say it. You know it. You know what happens when it's going to be wet out there, that you do need to slow down. Play it a little safe. Give yourself a little bit of extra time to get to work or get the kids off to school this morning, especially when you got the precious cargo. Your kids in the car, of course. Yeah, slow it down. Take it easy. Good morning. Have a great day. Raining in Chester. All right, 4,500 feet. Chester is seeing rain, not snow. So I've got those snow levels around 4,000 feet. They're probably a bit higher than that. But, it's just kind of maybe that cutoff point there around Chester. 7 miles west of Red Bluff. Look at that. Yeah, there it is. So the last 48 hours, 1.27 out in West Red Bluff, or west of Red Bluff, 7 miles west of Red Bluff. So very nice. Thank you, Steve Curtis, for that report. Appreciate that. Good morning. Do you know the current year-to-date rain total for the area? All right. I can find that information pretty quickly here. I'm going to do this. Give me a second here because I'm going to go through some of my information. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take you into the Reading area because this is just kind of a general sense and idea. Because Reading is, if you look at a map, Reading's right there in the center, right? And then, of course, obviously things change. Mountains, all that good stuff. But to date, so year to date, okay, Reading has seen at the airport, keep mind you, this is out at the airport. Reading has seen since January 1st, 16.16 inches of rain. That is about 3 inches above normal for this time of the year. Now, since October 1st, which is the beginning of the water season, right, of the rain season, since October 1st of last year, 26.06. So hopefully that answers your question there. Matt, you were asking, do you know the current year-to-date rain total for the area? Yeah, so a little over 16 inches of rain since January 1st for at least the Reading Airport. All right, it's been raining in West Reading. I'm looking forward to a break. I think you and almost everyone else. There are some people out there who love rain all the time. But this is good. This is just great to see all this rain, right? Because How many times, how many years have we had these major droughts? This is going to be the second year in a row, folks, that we've had a substantial amount of rain, and not to mention a substantial amount of snow in the higher elevations. And it's a great stretch. I'm loving this. Hope you have a great day. Hope you do too. Too dark to see the rain gauge. It sure poured last night in West Reading. It probably did. I mean, I could hear the rain last night pitter-pattering on the roof. I don't hear it right now. No, I don't. Rainy and windy, drive down I-5 from Shasta Lake to Dead Bluff. All right. I guess maybe an inside joke for those of you who live there. Red Bluff. Getting ready for jury duty with coffee and you. Thank you. And of course, Amelia, maybe you like jury duty, maybe you don't. I know some people it's a give and take type of situation. I can't wait for the sunshine. I know, me too. I'm looking forward to getting out there and taking the dog out for, some afternoon runs, some jogs out on the back trails that we've got here in my neighborhood. And morning from rainy paradise. It's raining. Good morning, Rebecca. I love to hear from you. Listen, I love my base. My base is a lot of them in Reading, but I love to see many of you outside of the area. Red Bluff, Paradise, the coast. Inland areas like Hoopa and all that, Weaverville, right? Alturas, Mount Shasta. I'm leaving a lot of them out there because there are so many of these smaller mountain communities and valley communities that I want to reach out to. And that's why for you that are watching now that may be new or, want to figure out a way to help and support Weather NorCal, here's my best advice. If you want to support Weather NorCal, number one, the best thing you can do, tell your friends about it. Get on your phone, show them the app, give them instructions on how to get the app. Simple as that. The more people that have the app, the more people are watching. The more people that know about Weather NorCal, the more people that are watching. The more people that are watching, the more sponsorship dollars I can get. Yes, right. Because that is what keeps Weather NorCal running, is the sponsors. I'm getting new sponsors and more are coming on board, and it's super exciting to see the new ones coming on, and of course the ones that have stuck with me since day one. I've already got my first sponsor. I love this story. This is a great story. I mean, it's not the best story, but it's a good story for Weather NorCal. One of the first sponsor I got, you know how I do the weather updates, Monday, really 7 days a week, and right before that weather update, you see an ad. Well, the first people that came on board was Dennis's Heating and Air. It was about a year before I launched. Approximately a year before I launched, they said they wanted to be a sponsor and be a commercial on one of my, on my weathercasts. Not only did they sign on a year before, but they said, we will sign on for a full year. So the first year. Now, I was in communication with the owner, Bobby. How you doing, Bobby, if you're watching? She said she wants to sign on for another year. This is great. I love to hear that. And that's what keeps going. All right, enough of that. Let's see here. I was just kind of gabbing on. West Reading, good morning. Good morning, Mike. Hope you have a great day. Thank you. Hope you have a great day. Too dark to see the rain gauge. There's the jury duty comment. Yes. Paradise. It poured in Dunsmuir all night. Not surprising. That rain, the main storm system moved through last night. Now we're behind the storm. Now it's still wet out there for some of us, right? And it has been the last few hours. But that main storm system's off to our east. So really what's behind it is scattered showers. And that's what we can expect here for today. And then, of course, so Amelia, I was asking you earlier, jury duty, are you a big fan? And you said no. I hear you. But as much as I hate to say it, it's something we've all got to do, right? Something we've all got to do. Good morning to you, Janice. How you doing this morning? You know what? Now that I've got some of you on board here, let's see if I can get this started. Let's see if it'll work, first and foremost. I've got to get this started here so I can show you the app from my phone on the screen here. Let's see if it'll work. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take you over here. And then, if I'm lucky, it's going to work. It's going to work. Okay. Let's see if it works. Start. So it should be working. Okay. All right, good. So let's do this. Here it is. So here is the app. Now, I'm actually going to get up to the screen here, because what's really cool is I think it should work, is I can show you different things on the app. So I want to show you here real quickly, because the app is a great resource. One of the things that I've always said is that if you have the app, everything that Weather NorCal offers is accessible right here on the app. So first thing I want to point out for those of you who are new to the app, number one, right here. You see that? That is the magic button that'll take you right back to the home screen. So if you're kind of roaming around on the app and you've got yourself lost, this is where you can go right here. All you do is tap it. It'll take you right to the home page. Of course, I'm already at the home page. So let's take you somewhere. Let's go to the neighborhoods. All right, so I'm roaming around here, which, by the way, neighborhood forecast, I don't think it's utilized as much from many of you as I think you realize. This is a great resource. This is one of the reasons why I started Weather NorCal, is for you to have a better resource for those of you that live in many of the surrounding areas around the valley. So for example, the Eastern Mountains, you have your own neighborhood forecast. Let me show what I'm talking about. So here it is, and I'm just going to here's an example. I'm going to tap this button right here. See what happens? Takes you right back to the home page. This right here is your neighborhood forecast. So I'm going to tap on that. Okay. Again, it takes you back to all the different neighborhoods that we have, right? So let's tap on the Eastern Mountains. So I'm going to tap on it. Now it takes you to the website, and if you scroll down here, you can see different planners. These update every hour. So you get the latest planner for many different locations, such as Bernie, you've got Chester, you've got Paradise, you've got Susanville. These are all daily planners that you can check every day. Maybe you want to check to see what's going on. Maybe you want to take the dog out for a walk or whatever. Go to the planner. You can check it out. Now, you can also check out the regional forecast. The forecasts that you see right here on Coffee with Krueger, you can see those maps. And it updates. Of course, it's going to show you the forecast for today. You also have 7-day forecasts. Bernie, Chester, Paradise, Susanville. If you live in an area and you want to see your town 7-day forecast, let me know. And maybe I can get that on there. Not maybe, I should be able to. I'll something I can just kind of, work on and spend some time and get it done. But now I'm going, okay, I've taken a look at my neighborhood forecast, but now I want to check something else on Weather NorCal. All you do, again, where do you go? Right here. Right back to the home page. Okay, now if you want to share a picture, here's another cool thing. By the way, I want to mention this. This is very exciting. Everything Medical are one of our newest sponsors. They have sponsored the homepage. So when you go to weathernorcal.com and you'll see Everything Medical, they have sponsored the homepage. Check it out. And click on their website. If you're looking for Everything Medical, of course, they've got all kinds of great things for you. Especially if you're elderly or you're just in need of something to kind of help get you around, whether it's a wheelchair, or, they got this go-go thing that they call, and it kind of zips you around. Looks like a lot of fun. Check it out. Check it out. They've got all kinds of great things that they can help you out with. All right, so anyway, that's our latest sponsor. I'm going to take you to the south here. South to the bottom of the page. Right there, submit your photos. All right, so I'm going to tap that. All right, so what it's going to do now is it can say, hey, do you want to take a picture, or do you want to send it from your camera roll? You got to give it access to your camera roll. If for the first time, I'll say, hey, I want access to your camera roll. Just say yes, and then there you go. So there are some pictures of my last ski trip with my son, Aiden. We had a great time. So I'm just going to tap this photo right here. That was fun. That was out at the new Great Butte ski lift, which you had to hike out to. Boy, it was a challenge. So there's the photo. So use this photo. It's saying, hey, is this photo okay? And you say, yes, use this photo. So there you go. So now it'll say, what's your name? Then it'll ask you for your email@email.com. And you can put a little description in there. Write your description, you're good to go. Now, after you do all that, you've done all that, right? Then you're probably, well, where's the submit button? Right there to the top. All right, so you push submit. Actually, you push submit. Submit comments, content. So you go right here. Submit content is what I tapped. It says screen. Oh, no, cancel. Anyway, submit content. Oh, you know what? Oh, there it is. So it's grayed out. It looks grayed out. I even got confused, right? So this is why it's good for all of us to do that. So it looks grayed out. So you think, oh, I can't tap it. You can. So tap submit. When you're done entering all your information, it'll say submit content. And then image successfully uploaded. Thank you. So it's already been uploaded. It's as simple as that. Some of you may remember, a few versions ago, it would have this weird delay, didn't know if it went, and then you would keep tapping submit, and then I would get that image about 3 or 4 times. Now I'm noticing that doesn't happen because it's pretty quick and easy. But that's really the easiest way for you to share photos. Because here's the cool part about this. This goes within seconds. I can guarantee right now, if I look at my weather computer, it would be in there. So this goes right to my weather computer, and then I can share them to you. So a lot of great things. I want you to do that. Check it out. And it's just a great app that I think many of you will enjoy. And it's just a great, great resource, I think. I think it's a great resource. And I want for you, as some of my biggest fans, what I want you to do is I want you to share this. Let's take that off. There I am. Okay. I want you to share this information. I want you to tell your friends. I want you to tell your family. Say, hey, you need to check out Weather NorCal. Download the app, get it going on your friends and family's phones. You can do it from your Android. You can do it from your iPhone. It's available on all phones, except for if you have a flip phone, sorry, I don't have an app available for flip phones. So, but, it is what it is. All right, so thanks for, putting up with me through that, but I just wanted to show you some of the features, and I'm going to try to do that every day so you can get an idea. And maybe you have a question. And in fact, why don't you do that? If you have any questions about the app, let me know. Maybe even now, and if we have time, we'll get to it, and we'll answer your questions about it. Let's see here if there's anything else going on here since I've been kind of going on here. Well, Michelle is saying, thank you, Wind River, for sponsoring Coffee with Krueger. Wind River Resort and Casino. Yeah, thank you. They sponsored all of Coffee with Krueger. They said, we want to sponsor Coffee with Krueger. I mean, how cool is that? A lot of great confidence in that. Good morning, Mike. From West Reading, light rain here. Well, yeah, we're seeing some of that light rain right now, as a matter of fact. All right, so we had our fun. I showed you some stuff on the app. Hopefully you'll learn something new with the app. And like I say, if you have a question, can you share the app on Facebook? That's a good question, Lynn. Let me, you probably could. You can share the app. Let's do this. Let me do this real quick. Let's see if this is something we can do. I'm going to take you back up here. We'll go over here, and we'll go over here. I'm going to put, it's still broadcasting, it looks like. Is it still? Yeah, it is. All right, so there is an option. If you tap the cog in the upper right hand, so if you, no, yeah, I think that's it. Yes. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take it back. I'm going to walk up there so you can see. So you see right here, there's a cog right here. So what you do is you tap that. And then, it shows you all the different things in here. But you can say email support. So if there's a bug in the app or anything like that, you can do that. It'll take you right to a place where you can say, hey, this is wrong, or, fix this if you can, blah, 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 right? The works. Or, whatever. Share the app. So what you do, we're doing this together for the first time. And you just go in there, and it takes you right to your email, is what it does. It takes you to your email, and then you can send it to whoever you want to and say, hey, check out the app, and then send it, and then they'll get in their email, then they can tap the link, and it'll take them right to the App Store. So be sure to check that out. By the way, let's see if there's a way where we can say, hey, where you can rate the app. Doesn't look like there's anything in there. Huh? I'll have to see. I'm going to have to look into that. But if you can figure out a way, I haven't figured that out yet, to rate the app. Give it stars. Oh, you know how you do that? You actually go to your app store. Let's go to the app store. So if you want to do me a favor, this is something you can do as well. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take you to Weather NorCal. Oops, little typo there. Weather NorCal. There's Weather NorCal. So what you can do is I can tap on that and see you can rate it. You can rate it. So here's what I want you to do. So you go to your App Store, your Google Play Store, and from there, you can actually go in here and you can rate it. Now you can give it, and this is what really helps me and what helps Weather NorCal and the app in general, give it 5 stars. Boom, 5 stars have been submitted. I didn't actually do that until just now for the first time. Then you can actually go in here, right here, write a review. Here's what I want you to do. Write a review, do me a favor, give it 5 stars, and write a review. And then what I do is when I want to help kind of, let people know that, hey, this is a great resource, people can see this and go, look at this great resource. So not only do they see the 5 stars, but they also see the nice things that people are saying. All right, so fun. Fun. All right, that was fun. So yeah, to kind of answer your question, you should be able to, you can get a link from the App Store, whether it's on your computer or whatnot. You know what? Let's try this. Here's what you can do. I'm going to go back up here. I'm going to go to the App Store. I'm in the App Store. Look at this. So when you're in the App Store, here's what's cool. Here it is. See that right there? This is another way you can share it. And now it's got all of my contacts or whatever, right? And then you can actually text them. Michelle, because you are going to be part of my experiment here, I'm going to share it with my marketing and sales person for my umbrella marketing. Okay, so I'm going to tap. Well, okay, good. Doesn't have her number or anything like that. So good. Now I'm covering it on my phone like that's going to happen. I'd have to do that. But there. So there she is. What I'm going to do, I'm going to say, check out this app. Check out this app. It's awesome. I'm not going to write that because it's going to take forever. But then I do this. Did you hear that? Did you hear the whoop? That means it's sent. So there are all kinds of ways that you can share. You can share it via text, all kinds of ways. All right. So that's what's really cool. All right. Let's get you to the forecast, shall we? That was fun. Let's take that off. And now we are going, but before we get to your deep dive forecast, and we had mentioned this earlier, we are going to talk about our sponsor of Coffee with Krueger. It's made possible by Wind River Resort and Casino. At Wind River Resort and Casino, enjoy friendly service, a wide variety of specials and promotions, plus all of your favorite slots and table games. So there you go. Thank you, Wind River, for your sponsorship. See, Michelle just said she got it. Love it. So easy, Mike. There you go. So she got, remember what I just shared that and texted her? She got it. And it's that simple. So easy to share. And the thing is, I like it to be easy because that way that allows you to share and get the word out because I need your help. I want you to help get the word out. The word's been getting out and it's growing like crazy and I'm super thrilled about that. But I want to see it get even bigger. I want Weather NorCal to become a household name for all of Northern California, not just Redding, not just Chico, but I want Weather NorCal to be a household name for Alturas, for Aden, for Susanville. All right. I want people in Portola to say, hey, Weather NorCal, check it out. I want people on the coast to do the same thing. And that's where you come in. No matter where you live here in Northern California, tell your friends about it. All right. And family. And maybe your dog. Maybe your dog has an app. I don't know. All right, so here's some of the rain that we're seeing out there. This is a loop from the last 12 hours. So you'll notice here last night, we did see, of course, we'll see that clock there at the top here. I was actually looking at that clock. That's just the time right now. But take a look. You can see, there it is. So last night, the main storm system was just continuing to push off to the east and clear and actually move on out. So kind of the widespread heavy rainfall that's moved out, but still some showers out there behind it. And we'll continue to see that here through the morning hours for many of us, but you'll notice it's just not as widespread out there right now. And when we look at the current conditions out there, I mean, we're looking at temperatures upper 40s for the valley. 33 degrees though, chilly degrees out in El Tourist, 39 for Susanville, 51 for Crescent City. So here's a look at your weather headlines. Scattered showers today. Now, I don't anticipate any thunderstorms, but I think we'll see scattered showers and brief periods of moderate rainfall for some of us. I think most of it will be on the coast and to the north. The valley will see, I think, slimmer chances later on today. I mean, we're seeing it now, of course, scattered showers in the valley. Snow levels mainly above 4,000 feet, although just got that report from Chester at 4,500 feet that it's raining. So we have to go pretty high in elevation before you start seeing at least any accumulating snow. First taste of spring later this week. It's getting warmer. You've probably been hearing about it. Of course, I've been talking about it since last week, but it's happening. And then gusty winds are going to be associated with this warming trend, at least the first part of it. All right, so you've got this trough low pressure right here. This right here is where that rain was last night, right? See, now that's off to our east, but we still have the cold and unstable air coming in behind it, and that's what's giving us the clouds. That's what's giving us the scattered showers we have out there. So there it is. There's the trough. And this is something I talked about. Trough axis right here. You take that trough and split it right in half. It's this side of the trough that you have the most amount of instability. That's where we were yesterday evening and last night. Now that's off to our east. But we still have some cold and unstable air coming in behind that, giving us what we're seeing now. This, though, is what's building the rest of the week toward the end of the week. So Thursday, Friday, we got valley temperatures mid to upper 70s. Mountains low to mid 60s. Mid to upper 60s for the coast. Could parts of the valley be flirting with that 80-degree mark? Could some of us see 80 degrees before once all is said and done through this heat wave, if you will? Not out of the question. As it stands right now, I'm not seeing any in the long range, but it's getting close. Big trough low pressure to our west, big trough low pressure to our east. This is what's known, fun fact, this is what's known as an omega block. Now, can you guess why it's called an omega block? I'm going to step out of the picture. I want you to figure out. It's called an omega block. Why do you think they call it? Why it's called an omega block? I wish I had the Jeopardy music. Wouldn't that be fun? All right, so here's the reason why. And maybe some of you are seeing it. You see this right here? This right here is the shape of the Greek letter omega. All right, so that's why it's called an omega block. Now, why is it called a block? Because this ridge of high pressure blocks any storms over the Pacific from moving in. This right here is a big brick wall. So these storms hit the brick wall, either break apart or the energy gets diverted and pushed up to the north, and it's not even a thought for us, okay? So that's essentially what's going on right now. And that's what we're, not right now, but will be going on as we get to the end of the week. Now, as we get into Saturday, Sunday, that omega block weakens. You see that area of low pressure? It moves up to the north, and it kind of fizzles out. But we still have that warmer air in place. And this is when we see the winds begin to die down as well. I'm going to talk about those winds here a little bit more detail in a second. But I want to show you that by next week, we have some cooler air moving in again. So this is not going to be a long stretch of warmer weather. It's going to be a decent stretch. You know, we're going to get through the weekend, even around Monday. But by Tuesday, Wednesday, we start seeing some cooler air coming in from the north. But bottom line, Climate Prediction Center through March 18th through the 22nd still keeps us in that above normal category. All right, so let's take a look at Futurecast, walk you through the timing of today. And what we've got here is taking you to the noon hour. You see how there's some breaks in the clouds? So I think we'll see that here through the morning. But then there'll also be some scattered showers in the valley as well. But remember I was talking about the coast and up to the north and even the east seeing the better chances for that precipitation. That's the case here through the morning. Then we go around the midday and you see just some of the passing showers. This is not a big deal. It's not going to be wet all day long. Now, I think it might be a little drizzly in the morning, especially for the north end of the valley where we've seen that after these systems here, but conditions are expected to improve, especially as we go into the second half of the day today. Now, 6 p.m., still a few showers east of Chico and Corning, but things are starting to dry out. And look at this. By the time we get into Wednesday, now we're talking mainly sunny skies. A few clouds to the north and along the coast, but now the skies really begin to part by the time we get into Thursday. But this is also when the winds may begin to pick up as well. So let's talk about the winds here, all right? So here you can see south wind, a little breezy, by the way, this morning for parts of the valley. Bit of an onshore flow. You got that west wind coming off the ocean, kind of making it a little more chilly too, right? But then as we go into 5 p.m., we're starting to see those winds shift more from the north. That's today. Now let's take you into Wednesday. North winds, but not too terribly strong. So Wednesday, not really that much of a concern. And then, of course, as we take you into your Thursday, well, here's 5 p.m. 6 p.m. on Wednesday. Notice Wednesday, the winds are beginning to pick up. So it may be a little breezy on Wednesday, but I'm expecting the bigger winds to come in on Thursday. There's Thursday morning at 4 a.m. I mean, look at the foothills east of the valley. I mean, some very gusty winds there kind of coming down the mountain there. But there you can see that north wind beginning to pick up here for the valley. That's Thursday morning. And then we go in around Thursday around 5 p.m. There you can see the winds. Now, this is not a major wind event, but you'll notice the winds picking up here on Thursday, especially starting Wednesday a little bit, picking up even stronger on Thursday. It'll probably linger into Friday before the winds begin to die down after that. Now, there is a winter weather advisory for western Siskiyou County until 2 p.m. and this evening through this evening here for the eastern mountains. These may be allowed to expire sooner than that, but you can see here the forecast snow totals. It's just a whole lot of insignificant amounts of snow is what we're looking at here. Because again, we're kind of wrapping things up. It's not very heavy. All right, so here's kind of a broader perspective. Again, we're going to talk about that jet stream. We're also going to talk about the chances for rain and all the stuff that comes along with it, right? So here we can see, of course, the activity we're seeing today, that's moving out, high pressure building in. There is the omega block right here. But now, that omega block, one of the things I didn't talk about that previous map is you got that high pressure here, low pressure here. The difference between the two is what we call the pressure gradients. So when you have a tight pressure gradients, you've got gusty, strong winds. You see these lines? These are what we call isobars, areas of equal pressure. So this is a pressure, all the same pressure right here. This line, all that area is the same pressure. So when you have high pressure to low pressure, when you have a big difference between these two, that's when those winds start to pick up. This right here is the upper level support for those gusty winds that we'll see on Thursday and Friday. Then, by the time we get into the weekend, you see how that pressure gradients is gone, but we still have the high pressure in place. Sunny skies, warm temperatures, but then that cooler air begins to cool down. Now, what we're seeing here is that with that area of low pressure is, yes, we do have a little bit of moisture associated with it, but I do not anticipate to see a lot of rain and snow with next week's storm system, week 1, passing to our north. Below normal rainfall is pretty much what we're expecting to see here in the long range, though, before that chance for rain kicks in. So even if we do see that rain, it's not going to be much. Forecast rain totals, well, this is looking at the long range. It's not going to be much. So the wave heights, you can see here, we're upwards around 15 to 16 feet off to sea here. And then we take you into your Wednesday, we start to see those wave heights begin to drop. So here's your marine forecast for your Tuesday. West winds at 5 to 10 knots. There's going to, of course, be a chance for showers throughout the day today. All right, so let's take a look at your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Temperatures low 50s along the Highway 299 corridor there. 49 degrees for Trinity Center and 47 out in Coffee Creek. Let's take it to the south with about 48 degrees for High and Palm. There's Forest Glen, about 45 for Wildwood, and Hayfork, a high of about 50 degrees. All right, there you can see out towards Honeydew, 51, 52 degrees for Shelter Cove, 55 out in Garberville, and 51 degrees for Red Crest. We take you up north, 55 for Ferndale, 54 out in Fortuna, Hydesville about 53, and 52 degrees in Rio Dell. We take you up north, Trinidad, 53 degrees for McKinleyville, and 54 degrees in Eureka. And up north, Smith River, 44, that is for Gas Key. There's Orleans with a high of about 50, and out towards Orick, a high of 51. Here's your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast. Highway 96 corridor there, mid to upper 40s. It looks like upper 40s along I-5 there. Hornbrook about 48, 47 degrees for Wairika. Montague about 48 degrees. Take you out to Scott Valley. Temperatures there in the low 40s, 44 degrees for Callahan, 43 degrees in Greenview, and Etna about 42 degrees. Let's take you to Central. Eastern Siskiyou County, 45 in Weed, 41 for Tennant, and there is Tule Lake with a high of about 43 degrees. Here's your Modoc County neighborhood forecast. A few snow flurries here and there, maybe a bit of that mix. Calpines, about 44, 43 degrees out in Fort Bidwell, and there's Aden with a high of about 43 degrees. Your Eastern Mountains neighborhood forecast, 44 degrees out in Beaver, 48 for Montgomery Creek, and 52 degrees in Paynes Creek. We take you out to Lake Almanor and Lassen Park. Temperatures in the low to mid 40s for at least the lake, but out towards the park, temperatures mainly in the 30s. Let's take you to the south here. There you can see Mineral about 42. There's Paradise with a high of about 53 degrees and then 51 degrees in Doyle. And your Valley neighborhood forecast looks like temperatures around Red Bluff, 61 as well as Los Molinos. There are 62 degrees for Durham and Oroville, a high of about 61 degrees. We'll take you up north with 52 degrees for Lakehead. Whiskeytown, about 54 degrees, Palisadro 59, and 60 for both Anderson and Cottonwood. So here's a look at your 7-day outlook, and there you have it. Scattered showers here for today. Mainly in the morning, but chances do diminish as we go in the second half of the day. Dry and warmer, 64 degrees on Wednesday. By Thursday, Friday, we are in the low 70s. By the way, breezy, borderline windy for Thursday, Friday. And for your St. Patrick's Day weekend, some people call it a whole weekend, but Sunday is St. Patrick's Day with a high of 77 degrees. Maybe if you're lucky, you'll find a 4-leaf instead of a 3-leaf clover that you see there. They should have made the graphic with a 4-leaf clover, don't you think? I don't know. But anyway, 77 degrees on Sunday and Monday, about 77 degrees as well. So there is your forecast. Yes, the Omega symbol, shape. Love the rain. All right, folks. So that is going to wrap up this morning's episode of Coffee with Krueger, unless you have any more questions, or if you have any questions about the app. I can pull out the app again if you want. And I'll be happy to answer any questions about it. But I am, just going to maybe highlight a few things about the app from time to time so you can see it. And say, you know what? There's one thing I'd like to maybe highlight now that we're here and, we're at the end of the show. And some of you may be just kind of dropping off, but maybe some of you are like, hey, what's he going to show me? I want to see that. So let's do that. Begin. We're going to get that started here. And then I'm going to go over here. I'm going to just kind of get the background up. Get that going, and let's see if this works. There it is. All right, it's working. What was I going to show? I got so distracted. Oh, yeah. I wanted to show you this. All right, so let's get back to the app. What I'm going to do is I'm going to button up my jacket so I don't look like a slob. And here we go. So here's the app. We got the app here, and the radar. So the radar, one of the things I want to mention about the radar, it's great technology. Barron is the name of the weather computer company that I use. Barron, since day one, their specialty in the early phases of weather computers and all that, their specialty was radar technology, radar data, and being able to interpret that data and really just get out the best radar data. Now, of course, they've really come a long way since then, but they've still held true to their roots, and that is amazing radar technology. So we've got that right here in the palm of our hands in the app. So what I want to do is you're opening up the app, and this is where, well, where's the radar? All you have to do is just kind of swipe down here, and there it is right there. So all you do is tap it. Okay, so a couple of things to point out. You can zoom in, you can zoom out, right? You can go anywhere you want on the map. You can go even across the nation. Let's say you are out of town and you're going to Bismarck, right? There, you got, looks like some snow and a rain-snow mix out there. So yeah, it'll follow you wherever you go. You can get that information. It's not just for Weather NorCal, but this is where we specialize. Now here's a cool thing that I like. So I'm going to zoom it in here where there's some rain. Let's take you to more significant rain out towards Corning and Chico. So here's the cool part. So you see this cloud right here? All of this, if you push play, what it'll do is it'll play the last hour and then stop right here and then eventually start. The dotted lines, that is the projected path. So right now it is 7:19. It'll go out approximately just under 2 hours. So it'll project the path of this rain for the next 2 hours. So let's start by pushing. What we do is we tap that play button. So I'm going to do is I'm going to tap the play button. And there it goes. So it's showing where the rain is. Now watch what happens. You see how it's now projecting the path of the storm. So what's cool about it, I can push pause, and I can take my thumb or my finger and I can scroll that back and forth wherever I want to take it. So the cool thing is you can see the rain right now is over Corning and over Chico, but we take it out 2 hours. Corning, you'll be dry in the next hour and a half to 2 hours. Chico, you'll be dry, maybe a sail off to your west. So this is a really handy tool if you've got plans going out over the next hour or so, because you can really check out to see where that rain is. Now, if you're saying, well, what if I want to know what it's going to be like 6 or 7 hours from now? There's an app for that right here in Weather NorCal. So what I'm going to do, if you want to find that out, in the radar part of the app, you tap this right here. That's the settings for the app, for the radar. So I go in here and you see all these different things here. I can go into overlays, I can go into settings, all that stuff. I prefer actually the dark mode. So when you go into settings for the radar, you can go into dark mode. I'm going to put dark, and then I'm going to take it back. So you see that? I like the dark mode because it's a more of a contrast with the rain. So you can see that as we kind of show you here, kind of go through time. You see how it just looks a little bit better on the dark mode? So if you want, I would recommend going into the settings, go into tap settings here, and then you can go into auto, which is what I had it on, light, or dark. So auto would say, okay, during the day you'll have it on light, right? And then at night you'll have it on dark. But I would recommend keeping it on dark all the time because it's easier to see the radar data on that, all right? And then you can show the legend, you can say where you want. Now you have overlays, you can show all the alerts, you can show if there's lightning strikes or earthquakes, you can show if there's the spaghetti plots, that's mainly tropical, you don't have to really worry about that, or the tropical tracks, again, not much of a concern, but earthquakes up, you can do all that. And the data, you can have all kinds of data. So again, we're talking about what if I want to see what the radar looks like, say 24 hours from now? I tap this right here, forecast radar 24 hours. So then what I do is I tap this right here and I go back, and now it's got basically Futurecast on there. The Futurecast that you see that I show you every day is right here on your app. So the cool thing is same concept, 7:22 a.m. So let's say I have a plan and I'm in Redding and I want to see what the radar might look like at a certain time. Let's say 11 o'clock this morning, I have something planned. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to take my thumb or finger, and I'm just going to scroll it to about 11 o'clock. There's 11. Look, it's showing that it'll be dry at 11 o'clock. So if I have plans and maybe take the dog out for a walk, that might be a good day. But look, maybe about 1:30, we may see a stray shower come through. So through the afternoon, it kind of shows that we could see some showers throughout the day. This is a great tool, folks. So if you're like, you know, I missed my Krueger's forecast, but I just want to see what what it's showing here later this afternoon, you can do that right here. I mean, I just love this. Now what I'm doing here, you see this? I'm going to take you back home. Now I'm back home. All right, folks, that's going to be our little thing here. Okay. Oh, Weather Channel used the same camera that you used in Crescent City yesterday. Oh, cool. All right. See, I know good sources of information. Okay, looks like yes, Omega symbol. So it says YouTube Live seemed to glitch and go offline earlier, moved over to Facebook to continue watching. Interesting. Okay, cool. All right, well, we are done here, folks. I'm going to take you to a camera and take that off. This is looking out at Elk Country, just north of Trinidad. I'm going to leave you some cameras here, and we will see you tomorrow morning, bright and early, on Coffee with Krueger. And by the way, like I say, if you're kind of messing around on the app, you have questions about it, feel free to ask me in the mornings on Coffee with Krueger. And when we get to it, we can kind of talk about maybe your question about the app, because I want to make this app as useful and as easy for you to use as possible. Okay, and I want to make sure that you understand it and understand the awesome tool that you have in your hands by having the app available. All right, folks, that's going to do it today. Hope you have a great Tuesday, and we'll see you tomorrow morning on Coffee with Krueger.